is the name of our foundation. And yeah, this was a catalyst for it, to the Extreme Mustang Makeover itself to, get us into the Mustangs and learning, and having this film and stuff has, helped us out a lot too. So we're just very grateful of everything.
Great. Yes?
First of all, Sas and Greg, thank you so much for this beautiful and moving film. Very touching story. Can you talk a little bit about how you came up with the idea for this movie and what the genesis of it was?
Sure.
Well, Alex and I, when we first met, we talked about a lot of different things, but one of the things was us doing an independent film. And I had mentioned to her that I really wanted to do a story about man and horse, and she was into the same thing, like most things we agree on. And so we were looking for the right story, and then one day in our local newspaper in Jackson Hole, I came across a little picture, and it was a guy with a spray bottle, and he was squirting at this Mustang, and a little blurb underneath said, guy training horse for Extreme Mustang Makeover. So we looked it up, and I was like, this is the one, this is the story. So Alex was pregnant at the time, like 8 months pregnant. So we weren't going to do anything real soon, but I cut the clipping out of the paper and stuck it on the refrigerator so it reminded us for the duration. And then once Penn got to be 3 months, 5 months, we decided to call Patty and ended up talking to Wesley. Alex and Wesley kind of nailed this thing together, and we just kind of went from there, and it steamrolled.
Great. Is there, yes?
I've also done a couple of Mustang challenges myself. I wanted to know if you guys felt the same thing. I was just telling a buddy of mine the other day. I didn't think it would happen on the second challenge when I took my horse, which I just did in Jersey. But when you kind of take these horses out of the wild, at some point something comes over, I think, myself again, a feeling of responsibility. Because, you're taking this horse out of the wild, you never really asked to do, get into the stall, bed train, all these things. Something kind of comes over you, I think, as a trainer, and you kind of say, hey, man, I got to make this horse the best horse I can make him. Because number one, I don't know where this horse is going to end up at some point. And, I always felt, the two that I did, I felt like I really had a heavy burden on me to make sure I did the right thing with this horse because it came out of the wild. More than domestic, we all do domestic horses and stuff. But when you get a wild horse, it's totally different. I don't know if you guys felt that.
For us, just seeing the bond that was formed and the incredible compassion like each trainer had, each and every one of them, that was probably the greatest thing I came away with. Was just that feeling of compassion that they had for the horses, and that feeling that you're just talking about, and giving them up. Unbelievable. That's one of the hardest things I've ever had to film. Through teary eyes, trying to keep it in focus.
Actually, I had adopted my horse out about 3 months later because I realized I couldn't afford to keep two, and I had to. And I found out about 6 months after that, and thank goodness he was still under the contract that the BLM has. They allow you to, or the BLM has a contract that you have to pass a vet exam before they become that person's horse. And I called them up and said, well, how's the horse doing? I have the contract. They sent it to me because he was still technically my horse. Are we ready to go? And she said, I don't think he's going to pass. And so I said, well, I'm going to set the vet up, or me. And so I went and picked him back up, and now he's my new husband's horse.
Are there any more questions? Yes.
You obviously have a talent for making film. This was just absolutely spectacular. So what's next?
We don't know. We're tossing around some ideas. We're turning to our freelance work while we think about it, and you know, this was a pretty special story for us. So it's gonna take a really good one to top this, and it took us many years to find this story. So so we don't know, but you know, we're looking forward to seeing the film go to other markets and you know, go to DVD in time for Christmas.
Correct.
And yeah.
Well, the New York Daily News said today that this film is perfectly primed to be the next live-action family film. So who knows? So I think we have time for one last question. Is there anybody else who'd like? Oh, certainly.
As long as she can hear me, I just want to let her know how special she is to me and how such an amazing person. And I would be so happy if you would say you'd be more.
I've been waiting for that since the day I met you. Absolutely.
You have to know that Randall is also one of the Mustang makeover trainers. So if you train a wild horse, this is what happens to you.
And one last thing, Randall is also our poster man for the poster Wild Horse, Wild Ride. And he captured the essence in just 15 minutes when you guys did that photo shoot, so fantastic. All in the family.
This is an awesome.
We have to thank Charlie Brooks. Charlie Brooks is the best photographer. Thank you, Charlie, tonight.